What's going on, people? It's your boy Tim, the Credit Tech here. I figured I would take a second before I went inside and just share a quick story, right quick. This story is actually about one of my clients who's also a good friend. I posted a video about fighting collections, and I remembered today about this one collection company that I was fighting for my friend. And just to give a little bit of backstory, she's a single mother. She's had some financial challenges here and there. Um, and over the years, I've helped, work out some strategies for her to help her to get kind of like, back on track. And, she's had like ups and downs and so on, but for the most part, she's been able to bring herself out of it and so on. Right. But then she gets these, couple of collection companies on here. And there's this one pesky one that just would not give up. So, it was a while ago, so I don't really remember the name of the company, but here's the story. So the company was saying that, she owes the money and that they're, going to collect on the debt. Now we sent, the normal letters. Hey, don't communicate with us any other way except through letter to tell us that, you're going to stop collecting or whatever the case may be. And also we're requesting validation and verification of this alleged debt and, all this stuff. Cool. This company decides to, let's call it Company X. Company X decides to send a copy document of the contract, let's say that my client had with, the whatever the original creditor was. Now, after I talked to my friend, I said, man, it's crazy. They sent a printed copy, and you could tell it's a printed copy because it had like the Company X's contact information, all that stuff at the bottom. And I said, man, she said, I actually still have the original contract. I was like, you got the original contract? She said, yeah. I said, okay, cool. Can you send me a screenshot or a picture of what that looks like? And it was a pink carbon copy of whatever the original was, right? So I said, okay, listen, you actually have the original contract, like, the wet ink pinned in and all that kind of stuff. And there's a good chance that they don't, right? Because they purchased the debt, they acquired the debt themselves. So we reach out to, we send a response letter saying, hey, that this quote unquote verification and validation is not acceptable. It's not the original contract. It's, all these things. And you're going to have to do better. And we're telling you to stop trying to collect this thing completely. Like, just go ahead and delete it off the account. And one last thing that we said was, we need the original contract, meaning the contract that has the wet ink from the signature on it, in order to verify that this is her alleged debt. And so before I even say what they did, my friend reached out to me because she was trying to get an apartment and she's in the process of trying to get a car too. So she got two things going on at the same time. And she said, the car dealership said, hey, we can't really move forward yet. We need this to be cleared up, which was part of the hindrance. And then she actually got denied for the apartment because of the collection. So I said, oh man, like that's not cool. So the company X finally reaches back. And guess what, y'all? Man, they said they had the nerve to say, we do not have to provide you with the original contract. We have done all that we need to do in order to verify that this is your debt. And we can set up payment plans or whatever. Man, they done messed up when they said that. Originally, they messed up primarily because if you're not familiar with the laws, you got 15 USC 1681, which is the the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and then you have the 15 USC 1692, which is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, right? Whenever something bad happens, a violation happens, you're owed damages, right, up to $1,000 per violation. So the crazy thing was, if my friend didn't tell me about the, getting denied on both sides, I wouldn't have known that, her rights were violated. How are her rights violated? Her rights were violated because the company X did not provide valid evidence. They weren't able to provide anything that showed that she actually owed this debt. And like I said, she had the original contract, so we knew what it looked like, right? Physical copy and everything, like the physical original document. So they actually caused damages by her not being able to get the car, not being able to get the apartment. So anyway, I told her, I said, man, listen, because you told me that, and because they sent this letter, they actually kind of buried themselves and they have no idea that they did. So we're going to send a letter back to them, letting them know, like, hey, we're going to take this to the FTC, CFPB, all that kind of stuff. And later that night, I was typing up a letter to send. I like to do specific letters, create letters for specific circumstances. And my mother-in-law just so happened to be over, and I was telling her about the situation. And when I tell y'all that when I told her about this, and her response, man, she made it so much more worse for company X than what I ever could have imagined. Here's why. So I told her, yeah, I'm gonna tell them, that, you violated my rights and this and that and da da da. She said, man, them saying that they don't need to provide you with the original contract sounds like they're allowing identity theft to happen. And when she said that, I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. I said, yo, this is identity theft written all over. I'm like, how many more people have they tried to get money out of that? People don't know to say, hey, I'm not going to pay the debt, especially because you have not shown me that I owe this alleged debt. It's not mine. You have to prove it. And don't give me no copy of a copy. I need original documents. People don't know to say that. So I'm like, how many people have been out here that may have been hit with potential identity theft just because they're afraid of being taken to court or being sued, or, having a debt lingering over their head and they're not sure if it's theirs. I'm like, man, this is crazy. So ultimately what I did, and I thought about something else too that I didn't consider. So my friend is also a single mother. So everything that happens to her also happens to her child, right? And it hit me like, man, because she was denied the car, because she was denied the apartment, her ability to move around is limited, and her mode of living, which is also in the laws, her mode of living is impacted. So it's not just impacting one person, it's impacting two, right? All the more reason to bring it to the FTC and the CFPB. And on top of that, they are admitting by saying that we don't have to provide anything further than a copy of a copy. They're admitting to doing identity theft, or being okay with identity theft being happening. And that's like a huge offense. You can sue the whole company from the ground up. And so I said, man, I said to my mother-in-law, thank you for saying what you said, because I just made it even worse for them. I scratched the whole letter. Everything else, I scratched the whole thing. I just redid everything. I said, man, look, we're going to put this, put that. And when I tell y'all, so we had already got her credit report, my friend's credit report. When I tell y'all, they removed that thing in less than a week. Like the day that they got that, they removed it off the report. They had to, because we had too much evidence against them showing that they were violating her rights and breaking the law. And hopefully, I can get the name of the company again, just so we can be on the lookout. But daggone it, man, that was crazy. So the reason why I mentioned this story is because it did take a little bit, because it took a while to get to an actual live person, because all these things are automated nowadays. Once I realized I was speaking to a live person by them signing their name at the bottom of the letter and it being consistent through the letters, once I realized that, I was like, okay, now I'm talking to a person. All that to say, all of your efforts aren't in vain. maybe you're struggling with collections. Maybe you're struggling with late payments. Maybe you're struggling with trying to, just get your credit better. Like I've said in videos before, you don't have to do it alone, guys. It is not something that you have to take on all by yourself. You don't have to do it alone, right? You can have somebody walk you through the steps, or you can pay them. Like I said, here at Ace Credit Repair, we take care of our clients, right? We take care of the people who come to us. We do our best. Again, we can't promise time frames. We can't say, oh yeah, it's gonna be done, in 15 days, 10 days, 5 days, a day, 24 hours, an hour. We can't promise that, but we see miracles happen. So the whole point of what I'm saying is, don't give up. Don't quit. Um, never never give all your information to these companies if you can prevent it, because they might try to use it against you if anything ever happens. Yeah, it's always something that can be done. It's always something that can be done. So, for those of you who stayed to the end of this video, thank you guys for staying to the end of this video. Of course, if you want to see more content like this, comment, like, subscribe. If you want help, definitely reach out. We'll be more than happy to, take care of you guys. I would say put interested in the comment section below. If you want us to reach out, we can set up a personalized consultation, see where you're at with your credit, see how we can help, and help you to get to your goals and your dreams. And other than that, guys, I appreciate you guys. Again, this is Tim, the Credit Tech, and I am signing off. I will see you guys on the next one.